Just a second. Okay, we are recording right now. So thank you so much again for everyone who are watching us from the YouTube channel. I'm really happy to have you here, guys. And today we are here to practice English with Vanta, which is from Cambodia, and with Alice, which is from China. So of course, if you don't know me yet, I'm from Brazil, and I'm Alexandro. People, we were talking some things before we started, so I really would like to know about a little bit more about your week, your last week, your last things. So Ta, how was your weekend? How was your week? Sorry.
It was really good. As normal, I go to work since Monday to Friday. I work at 7 to 4 p.m. And then when I left my workplace, I go to study at university and then come back home, have some food and have a good night rest. And wake up in the
Nice.
morning, just go to work again.
Oh, it's quite busy. It's quite busy, isn't it? So it's not so easy like we use. You used to think that our adult life is gonna be easy, but that is not true. Our adult life, adulthood, it's very hard. Sometimes it's difficult, but there are a lot of good things about our life. So if you are studying, if you are working, you are doing that for get a better future, and I believe that's gonna be awesome. And English can help you guys, can help me. So in my case, my day today was a little busy. I'm so tired. As I probably Alice already know, but every Friday here in Brazil, I must go to my job earlier than usual. Sometimes I started to work 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to almost 3 p.m. It's quite difficult because I must to leave my house. I must to live at my house. I believe 3 a.m. 3 a.m. To achieve my workplace at least 4 a.m. and I'm working until 3 p.m. So it's quite difficult. I'm so tired by now. I'm quite sleepy, but I'm fighting with my body to stay awake and to practice my speaking skills, make my brains work. Okay, I'm hoping my English is good today. I don't know.
Yes, I had something to share. When
Great.
I wake up this morning, I feel like I want to get out of my comfort zone and I try to join the
Nice.
class. I try to improve my English. I really want to get better.
Nice, nice. That is probably one of the best decisions that you have made. We need to live out our comfort zone. What do you think, Alice, about that? I believe it's quite good, that decision, isn't it?
Yes, we really need to leave our comfort zone, but for me, it's also quite hard. I think I am a bit of a night owl, which means I usually stay up very late and get up very late because I every day I start my work at about 10 p.m. 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. So I usually get up at 9 a.m. So getting up at 8 a.m., which is now it's quite hard for me. And this week I find that when I was practicing English with you in the morning, I find that there was something wrong with my brain. Sometimes I usually say something wrong because at that time my brain felt asleep for a while.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Me too. Because I don't know. It's quite different because to me it's quite later right now. But another side, in other hand, for you it's quite early. So they both are extremist sides. So I'm so tired because I'm wake until later, and you both are quite tired because you just wake up, and that is quite interesting. So as we already did some introduction, some quite conversation, some free conversation. Right now, I would like to jump to our topics that I brought for today. I hope you like it. And I just changed the talks that Alice and I already practiced some days before, and I changed it a little bit, some topics. I'd like to share this with you. Just a second. Let me see what's happening here. Okay. So right now, okay, so guys, for maybe I always put this slide as the first one because I like to share my YouTube channel with the people who are watching us. And so, as you already know, we have a YouTube channel which I have been post a lot of conversations that we made, and there we gonna have a lot of topics for have an amazing conversation. And today it's not different, so we're gonna have some many topics to discuss, and I believe we like it, and we can grow up about our vocabulary. We can build more vocabulary, build a good vocabulary. So let's talk about sleep, as you probably already sleep. Right now, I'm so tired that I believe I really would like to go to my bed and sleep, but I'm here because I'm so stronger. I'm stronger. I'd like to try harder to learn my English, to improve my English. And just for you both have an idea, yesterday I just discovered that there was a friend of mine who works with me, my coworker, and he is able to speak English too. So I was speaking with him some things in Portuguese, of course, and I noticed that he told me that he had some months ago, he had an English job interview, and he was very good at that. He was very well at that. So we started. As I heard that he was able to speak English, I started and speaking. I started an English conversation with him, and it was very interesting. We start speaking for almost 10, 15 minutes, and it's very good to me. And I believe he was very impressive with my English level. And I just told him that I study English by myself, and right now we have our English WhatsApp group and things like that. So without further ahead, let's jump on it to our topic: sleep. How time do you go to sleep, and what time do you wake up? So, would you like to answer this question, the first question?
Yes, for me, the first question is I'm the person that always go to bed late. At midnight, I think, at midnight or 11 p.m. Because when I went home after I study at university, it's too late. It's around 9. And I take a shower and I do something, just review my lesson a little bit. And it's already 11 and 12. So I always go to bed late. And I am the morning person. I wake up early in the morning, around 5:30 or 5, because however, this is a weekend. I out of work. I don't go to work, but I have to get up early to review, to study something.
Yes, you like to enjoy your weekends, and so you decided to wake up early, even at the weekends. It's quite difficult because I don't know. I'd like to think that we should rest. You should sleep at least 8 hours a day. I don't know how is your opinion about that. So, and let me ask you about you, Alice. How time do you go to sleep, and what time do you wake up?
Uh, I think I just said that she go to bed quite late. But I think relatively to her, I get go to bed. How can I say? I go to bed later. I usually go to bed at about, let me think, usually 1 a.m. Or 2 a.m. Yes, but sometimes I think it is not quite healthy. I try to stop staying up, but I can't do that. And I also need a lot of sleep. I need to sleep for 7 hours or 8 hours every night. That's enough for me. So I think I get up at 9 a.m. every day and go to bed at about 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. every day. Okay.
Nice. Nice. So it's quite difficult. As you just said, I agree with you. It's not so healthy. I have been feeling sometimes this shortcomings. I believe it's out the outcomes about don't sleep well, don't sleep enough time. So I have been feeling some difficult. Sometimes I feel so tired all day long. I feel so tired. I feel I don't know how can I call this, but do you know when you are so sleepy that you should do something like something like that? I have been doing this all day long, and that is not polite because sometimes I'm the middle of the meeting, sometimes with some coworkers, and I could not how can I say I could not contain myself, so I put my hand in front of my mouth and you can see stay doing something
Yawn.
like that.
Yes,
Yes,
we call yawn.
yeah, yes. So I have been doing that a lot, and that is one advice that my body is giving me about I should sleep more. I should do stay more at my bed. So take care about that, guys. Just warn it's a warning lesson for us because we should sleep good because our brains needs to relax, needs to time to recover, time to thinking about what we learned in the last days, and that can have some negative effects on our English too as well. So take care about that. Just thinking about it. So Alice, let me ask you right now. As I just said, I feel so tired all day long. I have a lot of difficulties to do my tasks at my job, at my private life, and things like that. And how about you? If you don't get enough sleep, how do you feel?
Okay. I think now most of the days I can get enough sleep. I can sleep for 8 hours enough, but sometimes I stay up very late um, on Sunday night, and I get up as usual on Monday morning, so I can't get enough sleep. I will feel a little bad because I can't concentrate on my work on Monday morning, and I feel quite weak, quite sleepy. When I because I need to walk a long way to the subway station, and when I don't get enough sleep, I will feel very weak. I can't walk any longer, and because it's summer now, and I sweat a lot. I sweat a lot. So I usually choose to take a nap at noon on Monday noon, and then after taking this nap, I will feel energetic in the afternoon.
Really? So you take a nap and during the lunchtime, something like that?
Yes, it
Oh,
depends. When I feel sleepy, I will do that.
I cannot do that at my job. Not because it's not allowed. It's allowed to do it because we have some places to do that, but I not use it to do it. I don't know why. It's like I don't know. It's like a custom or things like that. And you, Ta, let me know if you don't get enough sleep. How do you feel?
Yes, before go to my question, I would like to add my
Go
point
ahead.
also.
Let's see.
At my workplace, I don't have time to take a nap or lie down at all. I have to take care of the kids every time. So I don't have time to lie down,
Oh,
to
it's
take
so
a break.
difficult.
So, however, at lunchtime, I have to eat with them.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
personality.
Yeah, I know. I can imagine it that because how many children are you with you or are you with you at the same classroom? How many children do you take care?
Um, there are eight, as eight, yeah, eight.
Eight
But
children.
I am
Okay.
eight. but it's not
How they average? How
Cambodian.
the,
Cambodian. It's not Cambodian kids, but they are Korean, Cambodians. It's mixed together.
nice,
Sometimes
nice,
it's a bit difficult. It's a
very
bit
interesting.
difficult to, yes, to tell them in Khmer. In my country, I speak my language. That I cannot speak Khmer, so I had to speak English with them. So I cannot speak Korean as well, so I can speak only English to let them understand what I want them to do.
And they, let me ask it, do they understand you when you spoke English with them?
Yes, they understand me. I think
No.
this all of them they're so smart. They can speak more than two languages. They can speak English, they speak Korean, they speak Chinese. Really,
Nice,
really.
nice.
So their parents are Korean, but they work in Cambodia and they take their children there. So these kids have to study in an international school. Am I right?
Yes, that's right. They the principal here they Korean, but some kids they are Korean and Khmer. It's mixed. Her dad their dad is Korean and their mom is Khmer. Sometimes their mom is Chinese.
Oh, so I think they are mixed. They are mixed with Korean and other country.
Yes, they mixed like.
Oh, oh, that's so interesting. So I guess their parents work in an international company or work in an embassy, so they have to work in Cambodia. Oh, by the way, Ta, which city do you live in?
Um, Honestly, I live in countryside, but because I study at university, so I had to move to study city. Capital city in Cambodia we call Phnom Penh. Yes, I
Oh,
live in
I got.
Phnom Penh now. There are so many Chinese in Phnom Penh. You can come and visit here.
Yes, I know. Really, there are some. I know there are some. There are many Chinese people living in Cambodia and working there.
There are so many Chinese, but not only Chinese, Korean, Thai, Russian, some foreign.
Many Asians, almost all Asian countries, I believe, they use it to there. They use it to go there. And let me ask another question. How are the average of the children that you are looking for? What average they have? Which means how
There
many
are
older?
around five to seven. Yes,
Oh,
five to seven,
nice. It's
five
quite
to seven. Right?
it's a cute kid. They are cute. They are cute. I told you before. I have one child, two children, of course, but one of them is my son. My son is 7 years old right now, and I like it so much that this average because they are so intelligent. They're so smart, and it's very interesting. Just I'm just asking around. Do you know? When I say, do you know what I'm telling you guys? When I say I'm just asking around,
Yes, I know. You ask
uh,
every people, and
exactly. I'm just asking around, just to know, just to get more information, asking around. And
now
guys,
I'll go straight to
I
my
got
my
yes, it's
question.
your turn. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Um, I don't know because um I practice this habit almost 2 years, so I feel simple, feel normal when I wake up early in the morning, when I go to bed late, midnight. I feel kind to be my habit. So I feel okay, and then I can start a beautiful morning. So, but I think
Yes.
I can get enough sleep. 6 hour or 5 hour is enough. I want to tell you the funny story because when I just learned English at the first time, I go to listen to podcast or some show, and then still Harry. Do you know him? He said that
Yes.
if you
Of
want to be
course.
rich, you cannot sleep 8 hours. So I try
Yeah.
to practice it, and now
Yeah.
it's my habit. Yes, that's right.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. I like this one. It's very, very funny. Stephen Harvard. Stephen Harvard. I don't know how can I pronounce it the right way. I believe that is Stephen Harvard. But it's quite interesting. He has a lot of advice. He give a lot of advice for life, and I sometimes it's very useful to us. So we did, guys. We talked about sleeping, and we all know now that if we don't get enough time to sleep, maybe our body will not be productive or will not productive enough things, or maybe our brain is more lazy, start to get lazy, start, as Alice just said, our body starts to feel weak. We start to feel very weak. We cannot do the things that we used to do. So just thinking about, just try, guys. Take a very large night of sleeping, and another day, just thinking about how are you feeling after you get a very good night of sleeping. So maybe you can get surprised about the outcomes to a very night or a good night of sleeping. So the next topic we're gonna talk today, let me change here, just a second. It's gonna be transportation. So let's talk about this topic. How do you travel to get to school? Or right now, no, no, in our cases, to job. So how do you travel to get to job? Alice.
Okay. I usually take the subway to my office. So morning I need to first walk to the subway station and then take the subway. And when I get off the subway, I need to walk to my office. But I usually go to my work and go back home in this way. But sometimes at night, um, we can in our office we can take a taxi for free if we leave our office after 9:30 p.m. So sometimes if I leave my office very late, I will take a taxi back home, and our company will pay for it. But this is for work for weekdays, and on weekends I think I usually choose to take a subway to anywhere else, because my city is quite big and it is crowded. So usually when I choose to take a taxi, I will suffer from the traffic jam. And I think the subway is the best way. Because in our country, the subway is very clean and very safe. There is air conditioner. It's very comfortable.
Nice, nice. Unfortunately, we have not subway at Brazil yet. You know that? Did you know that? We have no subway.
Oh, really? The whole country? There is
Yes,
no subway? Oh,
there
wow.
is no subway at the whole
Yeah,
country.
guy, Cambodian as well don't have subway.
Really? Oh, so I'm not alone. Okay. And
No,
but
we had to tell the what do you call that? In my country we call prime minister to
yeah,
be a
I should we should ask it to the president here at Brazil. We call the president. We should ask them. But they were thinking about it to build I believe at the biggest city, which is São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, the both states. They are trying to build their subway, but it's not. I believe that's not. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm not. I believe I'm lying to you right now, because I just remember that the state called São Paulo, they had they have a subway. They had subway at São Paulo right now. I use it. I believe I already took a train at the train station there at the subway. So it was very, very interesting. I remember. So I'm sorry. I just forgot that we had at least one subway at Brazil. And it's like Alice told us, I'd like to know a little bit more. Alice, is quite it's cheaper or expensive to get a subway at your city? What do you think about the prices?
I think it's not quite expensive relative to taking the taxi. I think the taxi fee is quite high, and I usually it will only cost me about less than one US dollar to take to buy a one-way ticket. To buy a one-way subway ticket from my home to my office, I think that's quite cheap. But if I want to take a taxi um, from my home to my company, maybe it will cost me over 10 US dollars.
Wow, there's a huge difference. Nice, nice. And Utah, how do you travel to your job every day?
I use motor bicycle. Yes, I c- I use motor bicycle, only motor bicycle because I have my own bicycle, a motor bicycle. I use it for go to work, go to study, like that.
Mm.
But sometimes, oh, this is the second question.
Yeah, but let me ask you here. So you told us that you use a motorcycle to go to the job every day.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
nice. Me too. Me too. So do I. I use my motorcycle. So it's quite, people think that motorcycle is quite dangerous to use. I don't know at your country, how is the statistics have been shown that there are 90% of the accidents with motorcycle are involved. And unfortunately, it's quite, people have been sometimes very, I don't forgot, but sometimes people have gotten injured, very injured by these accidents, and even though sometimes people have died on motorcycles. So the country, I believe the whole country, Brazil, have been trying to use less motorcycle, but it's not possible because there's a lot of people who work with it and who need to travel long distance. So as me, for instance, I use my motorcycle because my job it's quite distance is quite far from my home, so there's no way to use a car, and even more there's no way to use a bus because maybe I should if I decided to use a bus to go to my job, I should need or must need to maybe 3 hours, then maybe more to get to my job. So by bus, but by car, sometimes I should spend a lot of money with gasoline, with combustible, and things like that. And but when I decided to buy my motorcycle, I thought about the economy, to save money and to save time at this as well. So that's why I use motorcycle, because motorcycle is more, it's faster, is cheaper, and but it's not safer. We cannot say that motorcycle is safer. We should pay attention and take some measures to prevent accidents. And so then,
Also,
the second,
in
go
my
ahead.
country, like drive motorcycle, we we can get to right to our work, our workplace, or our school faster. There's so much traffic jam in capital city, so we
Yeah,
use motor bicycle is good. But I
ex
want to use car as well, but I don't have car.
exactly. I usually I decided to choose motorcycle. Even much more thinking about the traffic, it's quite hard. It's almost impossible to. Have you ever heard the phrase "hush hour"? When we are at the middle of the hush hour is a time when everyone usually leave their job. So there are a lot of people leaving their job at the same time. So the street starts to be crowded, the traffic is crazy, and just motorcycle can pass through this vehicle. So that's a very good part of having a motorcycle. That is a good part. And let me ask the second question. So what other types of transportation have you used? Ta.
I just I use bus sometimes. I use bus. I use bus, and in Cambodian there are a lot of we call pass app or tok tok. Indian tuk tuk. Did you see in India there are so many? Yes, we use this one. Use this one.
Yeah, I know. It's very interesting.
Mm.
It's type sometimes it's by
It's very cheap.
motorcycle.
It's very cheap.
Yes, sometimes
Sometimes
they
very
adapt a
cheap.
motorcycle or sometimes they adapt a bicycle to do that. I'm right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And you, Alice, I believe that you just answered. You told about the taxi that maybe you can get to be different, to use a different transportation. But there is another way besides taxi and subway to go to your job or to come to your home again.
Okay, I think I can also take the bus to my office and then go back home, but I have never tried that. First of all, I think if I take the bus, I need to change, because there is no bus can go from my home to directly to my office, so I need to change to another bus in the midway. So I think it will cost me a lot of time. Maybe I don't know. I guess maybe 2 hours. And if I take the subway to my office, it only cost me 1 hour. Besides, I think I can take the bicycle there. Maybe it will also cost me about 2 hours. And maybe it's I think riding a bicycle to my office is a good way to do the exercise because it's quite a long way. It's about I think about 15 kilometers from my home to my office. And
15.
but yes, 15 kilometers.
Oh, it's quite, but I don't know, maybe more because 15 minutes, for instance, I'm using
Sorry,
my own example.
15
Yes,
kilometers.
yes, 15
I'm sleepy,
kilometers.
so my brain is not smart.
No, no, no worries. I thought 15 kilometers too, but are you sure that is just 15 kilometers?
Oh yes.
Oh, it's quite close. Thinking about my own example, of course, my company is 55 kilometers from my house.
Oh wow, that's quite far away.
Yeah, but I usually take the motorcycle, and I took 1 hour to get my job by motorcycle here in Brazil. So that's why I'm thinking there's maybe it's quite different the distance that you are explaining. But you just said 15 kilometers, so maybe you have been using subway to get your job. So how many time do you spend at the subway? 15 minutes?
Uh, no, no, no. It will take me about 55 minutes to get to my work because I need to
Mhm.
walk to the subway station, and
All right.
about I will spend about 35 or sometimes 40 minutes on the subway. I know I think if I drive a car to my office, it may save time. But the problem is that I live in a very crowded country, and a crowded city. So when sometimes when I take a taxi from my office back to home at midnight, it only costs me about 30 minutes. But I don't want to go home at midnight. It's too late. So when I go back home, it is usually in the rush hour, and the traffic jam is very terrible. So it will take me about let me think about 40 or 50 minutes to take a taxi back home.
Oh, now I got you. So you must to take at least to take 15 minutes, 10 minutes just walking until get at the train station, and there you get your subway to your job. So that's why you took at least almost 1 hour to get to your office. So because you should
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I got you. I got you. So very interesting to know that. Very interesting. And let me change to that's another topic. But in my case, just so you have an idea, I have no options. I should use my motorcycle if I decided to. Maybe if I have a car too, so if I decided to use my car to enter my office, unfortunately, I gonna lost a lot of time and I gonna spend a lot of money because it's the gasoline here at Brazil. It's quite expensive. I don't know how about your country, but Brazil, it's very. There are a lot of fees on the combustibles, on the gas, on the oil, and things like that. So it's quite expensive. That's why I needed to use my motorcycle. So my motorcycle, it's very economy. It's very useful. So let's change the topic right now. Now I took this topic, guys, for a website which is from Advanced English Speaker. So I thought very interesting because it's the new time. I believe the first time that I have been used this word, misbehavior. Now we're gonna talk about things that Ta probably is out more than us because she is a teacher, so she's but she passed a lot of time with children. So let's ask for you, Ta, the first question: what type of child? What type of child were you? Were you a naughty child, quiet child, or clever child? So, what type of child you were when you were at your childhood?
Um, I don't quite and play much as well. I don't know what type of child I am, but I think my parents they look in a different way because whenever I do, I already know what I have to do, and I always told them only one time, and then I start everything that I have to do. No need them to tell me again and again. I don't know what.
Yeah, you were very obeyed. You're a very obeyed person, obeyed child. She is a person who, let me just obey. Yes, obey. I believe it things like that. I'm gonna type to you here. It's called obey. So you were a obey child. I just typed at our chat here the word. It's called obey. So you were an obey child. So you have you receive a lot of informations from your parents, and you took them and you decided to obey them. So you were a very so maybe you were a quiet child. So because quiet child is very obeyed their parents. And you, Alice, let me know
Oh,
about
but
you.
I don't think that I'm not quiet because in my family, sometimes I like to say something funny to make my
Yeah,
parents happy, something like that. I like to
yeah.
say.
Yeah, maybe we're not so quiet. So let's change the description that we did. So uh and you, let me know, Alice, what type of child did you were when you were at a time? What do you remember? What your parents told you?
Okay, I think my parents wanted me to be a bay child. They wanted me to follow their directions and then listen to them. Because at that time I was quite young. They wanted to protect me, and they thought that I couldn't do something well. So they did those things for me. But I think I was not um, an obeying child myself. I because now I am a person who has my own opinions, who wants to make every decisions by myself. And I think I know what kind of lifestyle I want. So I hardly ever um, make a decision just to follow other people's advice. or suggestion. So now sometimes my parents usually think that they don't want to get along well with me because I never listen to their suggestions, and they want to persuade me to follow their suggestions, but I think I never do that. So I think I think I have never changed my personality. So I guess when I was a child, I was also like this, but maybe at that time I am not financially independent. And so I think I can't make I couldn't make every decision for myself, but I really think I was not an obeying child.
Maybe you were a naughty child. A naughty child. A naughty child is some child which is quite like you just said. It's quite like Ita said. Maybe she thinks that she was at the time. We are very extroverted child. We like to play. We like to talk. We like to run. To do things like that. So maybe this can be called a naughty child. I don't know if
No,
it's right.
I think it's different. I think a naughty child means sometimes very loud and just want to play and run around the house and do some bad thing. I don't know if I should use the bad such as make the room dirty and maybe after their mom clean the house, they will make the house dirty and they will put their toys all around the house. I think this is naughty child. I think I am not a naughty child. I am just don't want to follow my parents' direction, such as they want me to get up quite early. I just don't want to do that. They want me to read the book. I just don't want to read the book. I want to play with my toy, and they want me to go to bed early. I just don't want to do that. I want to watch TV, just like this. But
Yeah,
I think
yeah, you're
it's
right.
not naughty. I don't know how to describe this.
Yeah, but I'm sorry because to me in my language, in my native language, it's quite fit with this phrase, but it can be the same. Can be the same, depend on the context, you know. So if we're talking about, I should define you in just one phrase, maybe about that you just said. I could say that an naughty child, but not in a bad way, you know. There's a lot of context that I can fit with this phrase, but you can say that you are a normal child because every
Okay,
child
I
is
got
like
it.
you just said. My son, my daughter is exactly what you just said. They have the same behavior. They sometimes we tell them to do something they don't want to do. They want to do another thing. They want to play. They want to have fun. So that is okay. That's normal, and it's just for build a vocabulary here. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry to try call you naughty child.
No problem.
And you, Ta, let me know here. Who did you respect the most in your family when you were a child, and why? The first question. Who do you respect more when you were just a child?
I will say my dad. My dad is a little bit strict, you know. I have to listen to him. So most of the time, I listen to him more than my I listen to my dad. That's everything that he tell me is. I think it's right. I had to do that. That's why. And yes, that's all
Yeah,
for me.
I
So
agree with you. In my case, was my dad too. My dad was quite serious. It was quite more aggressive, not in a bad way, not in a bad way, but I don't know how can I
yes,
describe. More incisive, more persuaded. He was a persuaded guy. So he asked me to do something, and my brothers and I should do because if we didn't, we maybe we maybe were in trouble with him. So that's why we decided to obey
yes.
more our dad.
I think he have a strategy to let his kid to do everything he wants to do. He's like sometimes he say loudly, sometimes like it. He tell me to do this, and if I don't do this, he will do something that make me a little bit scared. But after that, he say something softly to me that make me happy, motivated, something like that. Yes, I like that way.
Exactly,
That's why when I
exactly. Yeah.
was a child.
There are many ways to persuade someone to do what we wanna they do. We just needed to fit the way that we're gonna use it with the person that we wanna persuade to do something. So there are that our parents are very interesting because they know exactly what we are thinking, what we were thinking at the time, and they use it a lot of these influences. So, and you, Alice,
So Ali,
who
I
did
want to ask you more. Can I ask you more? Is
God?
you are
Of
a
course,
father,
of course.
you are a father. Do you know more about your child?
Sorry,
Do
I
you know?
couldn't hear you.
I mean, as you are dad, and do you know more about your kid, like everything that they like?
Exactly.
Do
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
a strategy to
Yeah,
do
I have
that?
been trying. I have been building. I to be honest with you, it's quite difficult. There is no magical way to do that. We just sometimes we feel that we needed to move to other ways to persuade them to obey us, to help us, but it's quite difficult. There are many times which it doesn't work. There are many times which we should be more incisive. We should be more how can I say more serious with them, because if we don't, they will not understand. They will not obey this, and we have troubles with them. So it's quite difficult. But they are just child. We have been guiding them to their lives, to the better life. So we have been trying to guide them to a good life in the future. So that is our responsibility. So if they get like you, like us, like you, like Alice, you both are a great persons, a good person. So your dads, your parents, sorry, they made well. So I have been trying to do the same, make my children good persons in the future. So that's
Yeah.
why. So Alice, it's your turn. Who did you respect most in your family when you were a child, and why?
I um I think maybe I respect my mom more than my dad. I don't know. I actually I don't listen to them both, but sometimes I have to do that because just like Alex just said, if I didn't do that, I will be in trouble with them. But sometimes I think what they said was not right. They can't persuade me, such as my dad. When I was in primary school, my dad usually forced me to read some books. But I think that was not useful. It couldn't help me gain some more knowledge, and I think child should spend time on playing. Maybe that's more useful. Maybe this is good for improve their social intelligence, and just stay at home and reading books the whole day is not quite useful. But my dad likes me to do that. Uh, I I am not blaming my complaining my parents. I think they have already done their best, but we sometimes we usually have different opinions. That's quite normal. So I am just a child. Uh, when I have different opinions with my parents, I don't think they are right. I think I am right. And so I don't usually listen to them, but sometimes I have to listen to them. And when sometimes they want me to do something and they can persuade me that that's right, I will be glad to do that thing. But sometimes they just give me an order, such as like my dad. He is also very serious, and sometimes he wanted me to do something and without any reason, and I wanted to ask him the reason. But he didn't give me a very persuadable reason, so I didn't want to do that thing. But sometimes my mom was more patient. If I wanted some reason, she would try to explain this to me, and if she could persuade me, I would do that thing, and I would listen to her.
Wow, you gave me a lot of information. How can I deal with my children? You help me with a lot of things that can maybe I can apply to my children too. So I have been, I believe so. I don't know exactly, but I believe that I'm compared to my wife, I'm more serious with my children, but I have been noticed that there are a lot of things they obey more my wife than I, so it's quite difficult to understand why, but it's normal. There sometimes they just fit more with their mother than their father, so that's okay. But I have been they love me, I know, and I love them, so it's just things I have been thinking about it. How can I be a better father or be a better person to them? That is my goal. And that's it, guys. We finished our topics for today. Unfortunately, I have no time to spend, I have no more time to spend here because I should leave right now. It's 10 p.m. here at Brazil, and I really appreciate your time. I'm so glad that you both came here to practice English at our English speaking session. That is exactly what we should do every time as possible, of course. As Ta just said when she joined us here, she decided to live out her comfort zone, and that is what I'm trying to do every day. And that is, we should do this every day. We should try live out our comfort zone every day. It's not just once time and once for all. There's no ways to do this once for all. We should do this every day. And it's not possible to us practice English every day, but we should do our best to study English by ourselves as many times as possible. And everything's going to be right. Everything's going to be right in the future. So thank you, guys. Thank you to be here. And I just would like to finish. I'd like to ask you to both stay here with me because I'm just gonna finish the meeting, the recording meeting here, and after that, I keep you talk with you just for a moment. So let me finish just this recording for the YouTube. So for you who maybe are watching us on the YouTube channel, I'd like to say thank you so much to watch up to the end of this video, and I really ask you to subscribe and give it our thumbs up, which means smash the like button because this helped me a lot with this YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching us and see you guys in the next English session with us.